Cluttered Garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds and sun may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, my friends, and welcome to 2026 here on live stream number 223, January 5th, 2026. Well, I looked at the clock while I was sitting here, and it was 7:01 p.m., so I apologize for being a minute late. But let me just say, I am really glad you're here. We missed a couple of weeks because of the holidays, and that was good to take a break. I hope that you enjoyed your holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrated, and New Year's Day, just 5 days ago. So here we are. Did I mention? Yep, live stream number 223. If you are new, let me just put this out here right now. If you are new to the channel, perhaps this is your first live stream, what we do here is we talk about things related to the channel, tractors, attachments, DIY projects, things like that. So if you're new to the live stream, please say hi in the comment section because this is an interactive live stream and we want to welcome you appropriately. Let me know how you found the channel. Was it on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok? I guess I can change that where it doesn't have to say and now TikTok because we've been on TikTok for quite a while. So since we have been together last, there have been probably 500 people who have joined who have subscribed on YouTube. So that's why there may be some new people here tonight because we grow, the channel grows on YouTube alone by 20 to 30 subscribers per day. And I'm not saying that to be like boastful or anything. It's just to know that the channel is growing and we're welcoming new clutterites, as you like to call yourselves. So that's why I want to say welcome. I want to look through some comments here and welcome some of our early guests because you guys sometimes jump on early even before the live stream starts. There's our friend Hunter, Ford 4600. Good to see you, Hunter. Hunter saying happy Monday, January 5th, 2026. I'm really glad you're here. And Hunter, thank you. Hunter sent me some handmade ornaments and a Christmas card to me, one to Ann, and that was very generous, Hunter. We loved it. We both loved it so much. We've got the cards propped up. The ornaments are going in the collection to go on the tree next year as well. You did such a great job. So thank you, Hunter. Woodster 300, good to see you on this cold, raw, snowy night in New Hampshire. It has been chilly here, but not bad, and it's warming up to like 57 later this week. So we're having little dips of winter in and out, a little tease here and there. I'm not minding it. As much as I used to always say how much I hate winter, I'm not minding it that much because it does come and go, and I'm also realizing as I mature in age, man, time goes fast. Like I used to complain that winters were long and cold and nasty, and now, I mean, everything is a flash. So now if I start to feel a little bit of winter blues, it's like, you know what? It's going to come to an end really quickly. In fact, somebody shared with me recently that daylight savings is like March 9th or something. Like that's right around the corner. So things will change fast. By the way, does my mic sound okay? Because I bumped the volume up, so hopefully it's not getting overmodulated or anything like that. In fact, let me skip to the end, see if anybody's complaining about that. Yep, I don't see anything, so I guess you can hear me okay. I cranked it way up. So, yeah, since I'm here at the end, John has a question. He's been focusing on getting his cluttered garage decluttered, and you're doing a great job. I know you shared some of those pictures, John. Really great job. And I have no excuse because you're in the dead of winter and you're out there working in the garage. Although I'm guessing your garage, since it's attached, may be heated. But you can still be a clutterate. My goal, believe it or not, I have had a really organized, clean garage in the past. Not for long, but there were times, and that's probably, I'm going deep here, but that's probably part of the reason that my garage is a bit cluttered, because I don't really want to attack it until I kind of know what I'm going to do with it. Like, I hate shuffling things around, which is kind of what I have to do, but I have to, the way I work is I need a clean slate. So I told Ann, on a nice day, nice weekend, I'm going to take the barn one bay at a time. I'm going to start with one bay, and I am just going to empty it. I want the bay completely emptied. I'll put it out in the driveway, but just take everything out so that way I can see it all, and then I can maybe put some drywall up or metal or something on the studs, get that finished, and then I can put things back in a better place, and probably, ideally, not put things back. Like, that's when I had the yard sale here a couple years ago. I decided to, I said, anything coming out of this barn for this yard sale is not going back in the barn. And for the most part, it worked out pretty well. So we emptied a lot out of that barn, and you wouldn't know it to look at it, but that's just how it is. So that's how you do it too, Chris. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Just, that's how I am with projects in the house too. Like, when we are working on a room, I tell Ann, if you can just help me keep this area clean, like, just get stuff out of here, then I can start on it. I need an empty space to work from. And what happens is, it doesn't stay that way. Start putting tools in, lumber, and then you're like moving things from here to here to work on things. I don't work well that way. So clean slate is what I need, and then I can just pick away at it. All right, let's go back here and see what we missed. By the way, I didn't finish the evening announcements, especially for those who are new to the channel, possibly new to the live stream. We do this generally every Monday evening, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. for 1 hour only. Sometimes it's just me talking. Sometimes we'll have a guest. We had a couple guests toward the end of the year last year. In fact, my last guest that I had right before Christmas was Eric the Undertaker. That sounds weird, right? Were you here for that one? Well, it was a good talk, and it's up on YouTube. If you want to watch the live stream playback, you can watch it. But I met Eric the Undertaker on TikTok, and I reached out to him because he does these porch talks. A lot of it is about grief. Now, he does talks about Undertaker stuff too, like the business of that, and that some people might be creeped out by that. Things like, how do you keep the eyes closed, and what do you do for this or that? Like, I kind of find that a little fascinating myself. But he also has this segment about grief. He does these porch talks, and he's just such a nice guy, nice way about him, and he is also starting on YouTube as well. So you can find Eric the Undertaker on YouTube if you're not on TikTok, and he's starting to grow that YouTube presence, and I'm trying to grow my TikTok presence. So we've formed a friendship. We've been texting back and forth and being supportive of each other. So certainly check him out on YouTube if you're not on TikTok, or both. But it's Eric the Undertaker, and I'll tell you, I brought him on as a guest because I knew that the holidays especially are very difficult for a lot of people, whether it be grief of a loss or just holidays are tough. Holidays are really tough. So the timing was perfect for that. It was a little self-serving. I admit that too, because that it was last January 20th that we lost our Lizzie, and this Christmas was actually harder than last Christmas. Last Christmas we were sort of numb, and it was only 5 days. Christmas came up only 5 days later, so we were just in a whirlwind. Where we've had an entire year to think about it, and it was hard. It was a hard Christmas. So selfishly, it was helpful for me to have Eric on here as well because I'm one of those guys. I like to talk about my feelings. You know, guys don't usually like to do that, but I kind of do. So it was therapeutic for me too. But I like to help people or to think I'm helping people, and that again perhaps is a bit selfishly motivated because I get a lot out of that. Um, so there. What was I saying before though? I was talking about new folks here, letting you know that we do this Monday evenings. And the other thing is, if you have a question for me, since it's just me tonight, post your question in the comments like this with the word question followed by the question. And then when I'm looking through the comments, I can see like, oh, you know, so-and-so has a question. And then a little bit later on, before we wrap up tonight, we're going to do the sticker giveaway. We haven't done this for several weeks too. So I still have these 2 stickers, the original and then this fun little caution sticker that we had made up. So I'll be giving these away to 1 lucky drawing winner this evening. And then if you do click that thumbs up, I appreciate that. But let me get over here to the comment section because I do hope there are some questions or comments that I can address, so I'm not just talking your ears off. All right. We're going to have awkward silence now as I'm looking through questions. I'm scrolling. All right, Ross had to take off. Well, Ross, thanks for being here before we even started, but then had to leave. So appreciate it, though, for sure. Bob Purrs, good to see you this evening. Joseph, thanks for being here. Ladybug crawling across the top of my laptop right now. Hold still. I think I got it. Do you have ladybug problems? Because we have ladybugs everywhere. Before we finish this shed dormer up here, this was just an old farmhouse attic, and we'd come up, and there'd be like 50, 100 ladybugs in the windowsill. They're attracted to warm areas, I guess. How'd they get in? We still don't know. The house has all new windows in it, so it's sealed up pretty well. I don't know where they come from. I do know that it's been majorly reduced up here on the 3rd floor because we did that spray foam insulation, and this thing is sealed. It really is like a Yeti cooler up here. It's just sealed tight. Last night, speaking of that, last night it was like 23 degrees, and I was up here on the 3rd floor, and I had the windows, 2 windows, wide open all night with the door closed. So there was no heat source. Well, this room or the one next door, there was no heat source. The door closed, so even the heat from the wood stove was not coming. It was just, I guess, radiating from the floor below. But windows open, door closed, 23 degrees outside. Woke up, the room was like 60 degrees. So amazing. I really like this spray foam insulation. I wish we could do it everywhere. Boy, I am all over the place, aren't I? Ain't I? Have you watched the last BT, who's your handyman, is joking about a Facebook post that I shared on the MCG Facebook page. I had come up here this morning to do some work, and I mentioned that I love it when I come up to the 3rd floor, sit down at the desk, and then the dog starts barking to come in. So I had to go down to the 1st floor to let Hachi in because she's barking. I swear she knows where I am. Like if I sit in the kitchen and she's just outside the door, she senses my presence, our presence there, I guess. But then it seems like as soon as you leave that area, she knows and she barks to come in. So she's a good, loyal little dog. I did something today. If you watched the last video where I was cleaning up at Sarah's, I had mentioned that the F-150 needed a battery. I went to start it with a remote start and it just clicked. And the second time it fired off. I knew it was going to need a battery. And this was pretty interesting because for the past year, it's been a little weird. Like, I'll get in the truck. Now these trucks have a lot of computer stuff. Like the dash is digital. It has gauges, but there's a small screen on the dash. Then there's like an iPad-sized screen in the center console, and that all lights up with like you open the door and the forward animation comes on, and like all kind of crazy stuff. And all the controls are through there. So for the past year, every now and then, I would get in the truck, and it would say on there battery saver mode. And I thought, well, that's kind of weird that it's in that mode. Then the other thing I noticed, this truck has the automatic start-stop. When you come to a stop sign or when you stop the truck, the engine turns off. And then when you let off the brake, it starts again. I don't like that. I just feel like it's destroying the starter and there's a lot of wasted energy. So I turned that off. In fact, my brother bought me a kit. He had to wire it in, and you can, because in that particular F-150, the 2021, it defaults to being turned on, the start stop. It has a button you can disable it, but every time you start it, it goes back to the default. So there's a device you can get that's wired in, and it memorizes the last setting, so that way it's always off. So for the past year, I'd come to a stop sign because I like to play with things. So I would turn off the disable just to see if it's working. And I'd come to a stop sign and the engine wouldn't turn off. And like once in a while it would, usually after taking a really long drive, and I guess that was charging the battery up. But for the most part, I would stop and it wouldn't turn the engine off. And as much as I don't like that feature, it's like, hey, why isn't this working? Like, this should work. Even if I never use it, it should work. Well, the new battery solved that. I put a new battery in today, and it solved that instantly. So it's a smart truck. Like, it knew the battery was not at optimal performance, so it was sort of turning off, I think, some features. So I bought a battery at Tractor Supply, which I wouldn't normally think of going to Tractor Supply for a battery because I think of that as not really an automotive store, Tractor Supply. But I was looking up Interstate batteries because I know that Interstate batteries are among the best you can buy. At least that's what I've heard, and I've bought the goods there. But I've always heard great things about Interstate batteries. And I looked up local dealers. There's an auto shop in the county that sells them, and I thought, well, that's probably going to be a little overpriced. Not that I want to give them business, but and then whatever took me to the Tractor Supply website, I think it showed an Interstate like ATV battery or lawnmower battery. But then I looked for Interstate batteries on their website. They don't have them. But then I looked at whatever the brand that Tractor Supply sells, I forget what it's called, but it says by Interstate. So their batteries are actually manufactured by Interstate. Now, I don't know if they're a full-blown Interstate battery, but they have to be pretty good. So I thought, all right, I'm comfortable buying a battery from Tractor Supply, especially if it's made by Interstate. So I went there, and I brought my tools with me, and I changed it out in the parking lot so I wouldn't have to pay that core value and then get it back, refund. So I made sure they had the battery I wanted. I took the battery out of the truck, brought it in with me, and then just at the register took care of everything, and that saved me that too. John, thank you for the battery fund. Now my battery is even cheaper. I appreciate that. So I actually bought the most expensive battery that they sell. It was $279. And it was 800 cranking amps or whatever. My battery that I had before was 720, I think. They didn't have any of those. They had some 525s, some 650s. I think there was a 700 there, which would have worked. But I thought, I want to go with at least what I have. So this one's like 800. What did I say? 820, 850? I don't know. It's at least 8 though. So I got that one. It's even bigger size. It's a little longer, but the truck is made to accommodate that. Super easy to change the battery in an F-150, by the way. So that was my battery experience. What was fun, now Rob, I think your name is, I don't know if you're watching because I gave Rob a sticker today. I met him in the store. He's an employee there and super helpful guy. He's lived here just a couple of years. He came here from the UK and married his wife, and they're living here full time now. So I take it that she's American and he was from the UK. So it's always interesting speaking to someone from a different land, and of course Rob, being from the UK, has that British accent, and you know I'm prejudiced. Not always in a bad way. You know, prejudice, I think, can be a good thing too. Prejudice just means to prejudge. I prejudge people. I hear Rob with an English accent. I'm like, this guy is brilliant. He's got to be the smartest guy in this store because he speaks with a British accent very eloquently. So that's just my, you know. Listen, it's how we are. You know, I hear a British accent and I think that person sounds really smart. And maybe it's Hollywood, and I know we have a lot of Southern people here, and I'm sorry, but you know that the Southern accent is often portrayed as not as smart, and that's unfortunate because I know it's not true. But blame it on the movies. But you know, Southern accents are often prejudged negatively. It's just what we do. So anyway. It was fun talking to Rob. I can't remember if it was Rob or Ron now. Anyway, so I get the battery, and he says, that's a heavy battery. He said, you might want to get a trolley. I said, Rob, people don't know what a trolley is around here. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, a cart. He said, you might want to get a cart. I said, that's it. That's more like it. Anyway, I think I'm going to call them trolleys from now on, just because I like that. Bob, no progress on the Bolins. I mean, again, I got that work done before the holiday or before New Year's. The weather's not been great. I've been busy doing things, so I've not touched it since that last video. So no worries there. I haven't done anything, haven't missed anything, but I do need to take that tank off. You know, I don't have a good space in the barn right now. I could pull the four-wheeler out and I could work in there, but it's dark in the barn, and since I want to record, I want it to be light, so I don't feel like recording in the barn is the best thing for you, the viewer. So I'm doing the work outside where it's good lighting. But with that, I'm waiting for better weather. And I just, you know, I've got projects in the house that I'm working on. I just have so much. Not that I'm complaining, but my personality is that sometimes when I have so much to do, I don't do anything. I get overwhelmed with like, I got to sand the drywall so I can prime the wall and paint it. I got to put up drywall on this wall because I took the drywall off to do some plumbing, so I got to do that. I got to do some electrical work. You know, like all little things, but it's like, where do you start? And that's my life right now. So yeah, thank you, John. Another question about the Bolins. So we're going to get back to it. A lot of great comments about how to free that clutch up. Now, I feel confident that I'm going to free that clutch up. Some people had said, hook it to a tree, a chain to a tree, and start it and hold the clutch in and let it bang, you know, and break free. My problem with that is, what if it doesn't break free? Is it just going to stall the engine? Is it going to try to turn over on me? And then someone else mentioned hook it to the tractor and pull it with it, I guess, with it off, but holding the clutch in and try and turn the wheels that way. But I feel like I'll get it to free up. The problem is that throwout bearing is making a nasty noise. I think the throwout bearing is not good. Maybe it'll hold up fine and just make a noise. But the first thing I'm going to do is try to adjust the clutch linkage because it's pretty shallow when you look at the pedal. The engagement's pretty shallow. So I'm going to try to adjust it a little bit so I can get a little more throw out of that throw-out bearing. Try that first, and then I feel confident that we'll free it up. Now, I don't know that it's going to, I think the throw-out bearing is still going to make noise, but maybe that's not a problem. The ladybugs are kind of orangey. They're not the bright red ones. I know there's like good ladybugs and bad ladybugs, but these are like kind of, yeah, these are more kind of orangey. So, Hope Construction, good to see you. I hope you're doing really well. I really do. Yeah, everybody has the ladybugs. And I've seen them in brand new houses too, so it doesn't make me feel too bad. Thank you, Hunter, for noticing the MCG TV hat. I ordered that. I should show it to you, but I had a hat, and I was over my sister and brother-in-law's at Christmas time, and we went to leave. I had my, I had my green hat that I always wear, and I went to leave, and I said, "Where's my hat?" And I looked around, and there on the floor is this pile of shredded green material, and there's the Labrador proudly, showing off what he did. He shredded that hat. Anyway, it was funny. So I ordered a hat online. The auto hat is one I like, but then I saw this one. I thought, let me order one of these and see. I couldn't customize it too much, so I just tried it to try it. MCG, maybe I would do that. MCG TV is kind of that's the hashtag I use a lot. On Facebook, I have the MCG TV logo, so I think it's more of a, basically it's a hashtag that I'm trying to claim. So I'm using it a lot so that it will be associated with the channel. And it's maybe room for growth, that if I do different type of content, it can just be MCG TV. Who knows? All right, I'm reading question to all about all in the comments. I changed the main battery every 2 years. Trust me, money saved. The golf cart battery, stop start, $700 plus to install. Whoa, $700, that's a lot. But the main battery, do you mean in your car every 2 years? That's a lot. Yeah, you're right, Chris. The prices are crazy. And I bought the better battery hoping that I'll get more than 5 years out of it, because that's all I got out of this one. Not me personally. I've only had the truck for, 3 years? 2 years? 2.5 years? But I'm hoping that by getting this better, it's also is it an AGM? I think that's like a different formula. I should have researched that, but I didn't really. I don't want to say I didn't care. I just didn't have time to mess with it. Yeah, Costco has good prices, and I know that Costco, at least the one nearest to here in Delaware, sold interstate batteries, but I don't have a Costco membership, and I just wanted to get it done. So, yeah, I think AGM, right? Am I saying that right? Is that what it is? Nice solution, Chris. He might need a battery, and he's just going to replace the whole truck. That is nice. I wouldn't mind having a 3/4 ton truck, but to use all the time, that would be a lot. But that's a good idea. 2,500. Yeah, I was just going to look at this. I was just going to look at this battery, and that would tell me, what it was. Where's recent things? It's not even in here. It doesn't make sense, because that was the most recent thing I looked at, but it's not even showing me that. Craziness. Bought some sheep grain today, and I got them a salt lick too. If you have sheep, you have to be careful. The mineral blocks that you get, the red mineral blocks, which is a salt lick, but it's red because it's got minerals in it, has copper in it. Sheep cannot have copper. You have to get special grain Sheep can't eat. You can't buy goat feed for sheep or horse feed. Those have copper. Sheep have to have a no copper diet. So it's important when you buy grain that you get one that's copper free. So I get this all stock sweet grain, and it shows like horses, cows, pigs, sheep, goats, anything like that. But there's another all stock that doesn't have a sheep on it. So you got to be careful. So I got the Traveler. That's the name of the battery. I got the Traveler. That must be the one. AGM technology, 700. So 760. I thought it was 800 and some, but that's the one. That's the one I got. 279. AGM. I have to look that up. That would have been a good thing to discuss. Yeah, I thought it was 800. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Whatever it is, it's a good one. All right. I'll look through now. Oh, they're not ladybugs. They're Asian beetles. Is that what it is? Yeah, I've heard the different things. Oh, yeah, stink bugs too. We have both. Hello, Wade. Good to see you. Megan, nice to see you too. Ed and Colleen, or E and C, as I call them. Okay, AGM is absorbed glass mat. So tell me this, Jeffrey, since you know that answer, is it better? Is it going to last longer? What's better about it? Absorbed glass mat. I think I'm going to read about that some more, but you can tell me more about it. Oh, there we go. Chris did some research. AGM battery, or absorbent glass mat battery, is a high-performance sealed lead-acid battery where the sulfuric acid electrolyte is held in fine fiberglass mats between the lead plates, making it spill-proof, vibration-resistant, and maintenance-free. Ideal for modern vehicles with high power demands and start and stop systems. Well, how about that? Sounds like I made the right choice. It also sounds like it's not that different. It still has the lead acid cells, absorbent glass mat. I mean, come on, that sounds good. It's a piece of fiberglass. It's like insulation, fiberglass insulation stuff between the cells, right? Absorbent glass mat. Come on. Yeah, but yeah, right, Joseph. It's good because you don't have the liquid sloshing around. It's actually very smart. I don't know why they have to name it something different. Like, why not just put that with all batteries? Right? Don't know. Pretty smart though. So anyway, I'm good to go now. I know I'm should be good for 5 years, and there'll be other things. The battery on the Bighorn also died. You saw I put that little short out, kind of promoting the Gulu GP4000, or any Gulu starter for that matter, or jump starter for that matter. Yeah, the Bighorn battery was dead. The golf cart battery was dead. And we don't even have harsh winters here, but it got down in the 20s. So, and those batteries are older. I've got the golf cart battery on a charger now to trickle charge it. I used the jump pack to get the Bighorn going, and then I put that on the charger. But the cold is rough on those. So yeah, the Gulu battery pack, battery jump pack, I really love that thing. And if you saw that short on YouTube or Facebook or TikTok, yes, I was promoting it. I shared an Amazon affiliate link, because when you shop at Amazon through that link, my channel gets a commission of things that you buy. It doesn't you don't pay any more for anything. It's just basically they're paying me a finder's fee. So that's I appreciate that that folks do click those links. It does help the channel. So it's like a channel membership that costs you nothing. So, if you click that link, this is the thing that's kind of neat about that. Maybe you don't need a jump pack, but you click that link anyway. You click that link and then you buy, a ream of copy paper. Well, I still get credit because it's a finder's fee. I brought you to Amazon. So you might click on a link for whatever that I share, and you might buy a generator or something, like whatever it is. So again, I appreciate you entering Amazon through my links. It helps out. So, yeah, Wade, I didn't get the jalapeno peanuts, but yeah, Tractor Supply does have, they have some good snacks there, and I've gotten some, but I'm not a jalapeno kind of guy, for sure. Anyway, all right, so we learned about AGM batteries tonight. Absorbent glass mat. Just think, I'm picturing like one of those Scotch-Brite pads. I know they're not fiberglass, but that's what I'm picturing. Like just a pad like that that's made out of fiberglass. Absorbent glass mat. Good to know. So you saw the video where I did some cleanup at Sarah's farm. She is doing well. The fence is almost done. I didn't record any of that, but they've been out there putting up fence posts. I did make a video with the fence posts. Then they're using 5/4 deck boards for fence rails, which is great because it's 1 inch thick, 16 feet long. She made like 5 different paddocks, pastures for the horses, and she's got some temporary stalls put up because the barn fell down. And the horses should be there in the next week or two. So hopefully I'll get some more video for you of that. Hopefully we'll meet Sarah, or you'll meet Sarah. She's talked about starting her own YouTube channel to basically present this journey. I mean, she's a young girl who has a 30-acre farm, and what a dream. What a dream for her to have this. It's a dream for us to have this, and she's younger than we are, so I can't imagine how much more excited I would have been if I would have gotten this 20 years ago. Regardless, she said, I should record this. I'm like, yes, you should. If it's in you to do that, you would get a great following because you have this blank slate. There I am with blank slate again. But you've got this farm that you are turning into a horse farm. It was just a farm before, a lot like this one, where they would just bale hay in the fields. And of course, the gentleman that lived there was in his 90s when he passed away, so there wasn't a lot of activity going on there. So now this farm is coming back to life, which is amazing. And yes, I said you should start a YouTube channel, but I know that's a lot. You have to, if you're going to start a YouTube channel, your heart has to really be in it because it takes a lot. When you want to do a project, you have to be willing to accept that if you're going to record doing the project, it's going to take you twice as long to do that project, maybe longer. So I encourage anybody to start a YouTube channel, but just know you're going to have to work for it if you want it to work. But I am inspired by other people. That's what we do. If you're a content creator, you create your content, but then you watch other people's content and you're kind of inspired by them, either by something that they're doing that you didn't think of, like, oh, I can do that too. And there's no, nobody owns copyright on style of videos. You can duplicate style as long as it's still within your own personal style. You can make it your own. But we learn from each other. And I watch other channels and I get inspired because sometimes I feel like I don't really have anything of interest. Nobody wants to watch me feed the sheep. And then I watch other people feeding their sheep and that's kind of interesting. Like, I like watching that. I've had people comment that they do the same kind of things on their property that I do, but for some reason they like watching me do it. So and some people, I think, who don't have properties like this, they might live vicariously through folks who are sharing their daily life. So again, sometimes I dip down a little bit and think, I don't really have anything worth showing. And then I make a video, like even the other day, filling Sarah's dumpster with debris. It's like, doesn't sound interesting, but you know what? It kind of is when you start watching it, and I enjoy it. So it's good to be inspired. Jake from ITC Quick Attach, Happy New Year. Jake, I hope you're doing well. I hope that the year ended well for you with all your giveaways and your once a year Black Friday sale, and then moving on to a new year with new ideas and new challenges, new wins, new losses. It's all new. Yes, definitely glad that Sarah's barn fell down before the horses arrived, and that they weren't in it working, because they were in there working on it, because some of the wood on the side, all the wood on the side, was old and rotten, and they wanted to take that off and put metal on the side so it was sealed from the weather, and they were working hard on it, and I'm just glad that it didn't happen while they were in there. Yeah, recording videos, definitely, right? Much longer than twice the amount of time to get a project done. So yeah, if you're going to record something that you're doing, it's going to take you longer. You want to know a secret? So sometimes when I do a project, and since it takes so long to record it, sometimes I don't finish the project. Sometimes I record myself doing the project, and I get to a point on the project where I feel like I've recorded enough to make a video out of this. And then I go and edit the video, but I haven't actually finished the project. It's sort of like when I put the metal on the side of the carport. It's like I did one side, I made a video about it, it worked out well, and then for the next year, hi Hotch, she came up. For the next year, come here Hotch. For the next year, I didn't have metal on the side because I wasn't going to make another video and I didn't finish it. Are you okay? All right, she's just sitting out there. She can't get the door open because the light's in front of it. All right. Homestead Engineering, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Your channel was one of the early channels that I found with Kubota content, and I know you've changed and do a lot more content with homesteading and being prepared. I know you did a lot of prep videos, so thank you for that. I appreciate it. Jake is giving away what? I don't see what you... All right. I missed it, Jake. I didn't see what you're giving away. Maybe one of your ITC quick attaches. Let's do another live stream. I know we talked about it. Would you guys like to have Jake back on here? I'm sure you would. All right. Tom's Tiny Tractor, welcome. You've run a YouTube gaming channel for 10 years, and now you have a new tractor. going to put that experience into tractor content. Nice. That's a big change. Tom's Tiny Tractor going from gaming to tractors. You're growing up, Tom. You're growing up. I know. Gaming's not just for kids. When our kids were young, they played Nintendo. Now, I'm of the generation where I had an Atari 2600, but we weren't quite as attached to it because there just wasn't that much to do with it. Our kids played Mario. What are the ones? Whatever. I don't know. Sega Genesis, whatever. But they played video games, and then the video games got more and more involved. So they played a lot, and I remember saying like you got to put that away. You got to grow up and stop playing those video games. Like you're not going to be 30 years old playing video games. That's ridiculous. Well, guess what? Kids these days are 30, 35 years old, still playing video games. It's just part of the culture, and that was signs of me getting old, I guess, because it's sort of like when we were kids and people say, you're not going to watch TV, or when they said, oh, you can't use a calculator because you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket everywhere you go when you grow up. Yes, I do. Anyway, we kind of frowned on video games, and now adults play video games. It's not like a kid thing. So well, that's good, John. John makes a point to complete your projects at least 90% because a teacher, that's still an A. That's right. 90 is A. Jake, on the other hand, doesn't finish projects unless he's recording. So it's kind of helpful, I guess, to record that because you got to get it done. It's a good point. Like there are things that I kind of put off. It's like, well, if I'm going to make a video about it, then I have to do it. All right. Tom's Tiny Tractor pushing 60 really hard and still playing video games? Come on, really? That's okay. All right, BT Hugeman, I guess you're taking off. Good to see you. Oh yeah, we need to do a sticker giveaway here in a moment, I think, don't we? Getting close. All right. So all right. And Megan, thanks again for being here. Thought about doing TikTok videos about your daily life as a type 1 diabetic, full-time mom, full-time EMT. You know what? Anything can be interesting. And you never know what's going to hit. It may be good. I think it's so cool that we have this opportunity to have a YouTube channel, TikTok page, Facebook, Instagram. Like, I forget what I was watching the other day, but I was saying to Ann, like even 20 years ago, you had, in order to have a presence, you had to either get with a TV network, like it was hard to get out there. And it's so neat to me that everybody has this opportunity now to find an audience. Now, it might be overwhelming because there's so much content that's out there, but still, there's an ability for everybody to find an audience. So, if you feel like you want to start doing TikTok, try it. Yeah, never a dull moment, I bet. I guess as an EMT, you'd have to be, I don't know how you would record that. You certainly can't. EMT work cannot be slowed down for recording content. Like this rescue would take 15 minutes, but because I'm recording, it's going to take an hour. I get it. Anyway, but people might like to hear about that. Our middle-ish child was an EMT for several years, and it's quite a job. It's demanding. It's emotional. It's not easy. So thank you for doing that because it's a lot. And even like volunteer, like we have a local ambulance corps, which is desperate need of volunteers. But it's like, who's going to volunteer anymore for this? It's different times. People don't work where they live anymore. They travel to work, and the requirements now for volunteers, fire department, ambulance, I mean, you have to get a lot of education just to volunteer to work for free. So it's tough. So again, thanks for doing that. I know if you're a paid EMT, I get that's another avenue, but still, it's a lot. Anyway, Tom, no, I didn't get the clutch. We were talking about that earlier. I didn't get the clutch freed up yet. So yep. Okay, so let's do the let's do this giveaway thing. It's been weeks now. I have to remember how to do it, right? I'll remember how. Okay. So if you're new to the channel, the way we do this is I put a word or a phrase on the screen, and then you type that word or phrase in the live chat in Facebook or YouTube live chat, and then the computer will randomly select a winner for these 2 stickers, and then I will mail them to you. It's just that simple. So in the live chat, Facebook or YouTube, type the word #new, because it's like a new year, you know? So #new. You type that in, we'll let this music run out, and then we'll draw. See, like Jake did there, #new. By the way, it can be lowercase like this. It could be uppercase like Hunter did it. It can be a combination of uppercase or lowercase. But #new is all you have to do. That's it. Bring them in. Hey, there's Sarah. Congratulations for being here, Sarah. Congratulations. I mean, thank you for being here. And congratulations to you. What a good time. I gotta say, when you do this every week, you notice names. I'm seeing a lot of new names. So thank you to everyone who might be new here. Really appreciate it. The live streams are weird. I know, they're different. It's just me talking. But thank you for watching the content. I do appreciate it. A good mix of people from YouTube and from Facebook are on here tonight. It's good to see that. Okay. Well, we're going to draw this as soon as this music runs out. So I need to get over there to that page. It's coming up. We usually get about 30 entries. Six. 27. You can see I'm hovering on the draw button. It's gonna happen soon. #new to win these 2 stickers. Here we go. John Baker. Congratulations, John Baker. 6446. You are the winner of these 2 awesome stickers. They're vinyl. They'll hold up outdoors for a little while. I don't know that they're UV resistant or anything. But anyway, congratulations, John Baker, tonight's sticker winner. John, here's the deal. You need to send me an email. This is your part now, John. Send me an email at contactmcgtv@gmail.com with your name and your postal mailing address, and I will stick these in an envelope and put a stamp on it, and out they go to wherever you live, wherever that address is. Just send me an email, John, with your name and your address, and you'll get the stickers. Thanks, John. Congratulations. John. Bam. Awesome. Well, I hope you have a great week. I really do. It is Monday, January 5th. I didn't look up any fun facts, but I do know that Elvis's birthday is coming up this week. So do yourself a favor and listen to some good Elvis music. I believe it's January 8th. All right. And then watch the videos, comment on the videos. That's how you help me out most, just by watching and commenting. Send me ideas. Stay engaged. Offline, be kind to one another, and, enjoy your life. Let me know what you'd like to do here, what you'd like to see, if you'd like me to have a guest. Before we wrap up, yes, Ed, I am planning to go to the Farm Machinery Show in February. So let me know if you guys are going, and I'd love to meet up with you if we haven't met up yet, or if we have, I'd like to see you again at the Farm Machinery Show. But yes, I do plan to be there. I wasn't sure about it, but I've made my decision, and I plan to be at the National Farm Machinery Show in Louisville, Kentucky in February. You can look up the dates. Maybe we'll talk about it next week. Excellent. All right. Thanks again. Have a great week. I appreciate you being here. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.